Eyewitness News at 6.
Developing this evening, 3 school buses were involved in a crash earlier this afternoon in Trenton, Georgia. I'm David Carroll.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. We're learning at least 5 students had to be checked out by EMS, but there were no major injuries. It happened on Highway 11 near Ingles Grocery Store in Trenton. Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell joins us live now with more details.
Well, Cindy, I just got off the phone with Dade County Superintendent Dr. Jan Harris. She tells me 2 school buses were indeed sitting at a red light here at this intersection on Highway 11 when a 3rd school bus hit the 2 from behind. She tells me 6 students, including a bus driver, were taken to Erlanger. All are doing well, and the bus driver was released. One other student was sent to the dentist for a chipped tooth after hitting his head on the bus. Now, I asked Dr. Harris, what comes next after this? Are they seeking consequences or anything like that with the bus driver who ran into the other 2 buses? And she says she is working with the police to investigate the cause, which isn't determined at this time. After that, she will go from there and see what's next. For now, live in Trenton, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Right, thank you, Tanisha. We're learning more about what happened in the days leading to the firing of the Red Bank police chief. Channel 3 obtained an email chain between the former chief, Tim Crystal, the city manager, Randall Smith, and the city's finance director, John Alexander. In that conversation, Crystal was concerned about the day officers would be compensated for Memorial Day. Smith and Alexander said it would be a month until they were paid. Crystal questioned the delay, saying, "Is there a reason we can't pay them now? The 50 cents we earn will not kill us." It's not clear if this argument led to Crystal being fired yesterday. We've been pushing for more answers. So far, haven't had any of our phone calls returned. Right now, we have a crew at Red Bank City budget meeting. That started about 30 minutes ago. This is the first public meeting since Crystal was fired. You can count on an update tonight at 11.
Marion County school officials are investigating an incident that involved 3 6th grade male students from Whitwell Middle School. They say it happened during a field trip this week to Space Camp in Huntsville, Alabama. Superintendent Mark Griffith says what apparently started as horseplay turned into tickling and then led to some sort of contact under the pants of 2 students. It is being investigated as a sexual assault. Now, one of the 6th grade boys has been expelled while local as well as Alabama authorities investigate. There were no apparent physical injuries to the 2 students who were victimized. The student who has been expelled was removed from that space camp trip and is back in Marion County with his family. Our Kate Smith has more on this coming up tonight at 11.
The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of an inmate at the jail. Preliminary reports show 44-year-old Jeffrey Simmons died from a medical emergency. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. The Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division is looking into the circumstances of Simmons' death. Stay with Channel 3. We'll continue to bring you updates on this story.
The wife of a Walker County, Georgia detention officer accused of killing his son says that he was acting in self-defense. The Times Free Press says Judy Wooten took the stand to testify about the death of her son Lance Wooten, who was shot and killed last weekend. Detention officer Pat Wooten, the father, has been charged. Now, his wife Judy says her son abused her and attacked his own 7-year-old daughter. Chickamauga police had arrested him 4 times before on simple battery charges.
Well, it could be that we'll see some storms moving through the Channel 3 viewing area.
And Paul Barris is standing by at the Storm Alert Center to let us know when they'll be arriving. Hello, Paul.
Well, most of this tomorrow. We're going to see some showers and storms. They're really building up now on the other side of the Mississippi, out through Missouri, parts of Arkansas, Louisiana. Some pretty good storms up into Kentucky, too. Just a few sprinkles possible tonight. Vipercast is saying again, mainly north of Chattanooga, there could be a light rain shower. That's about it. But by noon, we are going to see some showers and some thunderstorms popping up. A little bit of a break at 5 o'clock. And then into the evening hours, another round of showers and storms is likely. So if you're going out Friday night, you may get wet. And into Saturday, some morning showers early, especially east of Chattanooga. And then we'll start to see some clearing into Saturday. And by Sunday morning, it looks like it's going to be pretty nice around here. As far as rainfall goes, Vipercast is painting up to 1 inch to 1.5 inches north of the city, south of the city, 1 inch or less, more than likely about a 1/2 inch or so. I got the complete 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Paul, thank you. Chattanooga is beginning to discuss plans to change the flow of traffic downtown.
The city is considering hiring a firm to then discuss converting some one-way streets to two-way streets. Channel 3's Lori Mitchell joins us live from downtown to tell us what business owners think about this. Good evening, Lori.
Good evening. Many people I talked to welcome this idea. They say one-way streets like the one I'm standing on here at West 7th can be hard to navigate and very confusing. A lot of business owners say this could be a great thing for their business. Now, I'm told the city actually converted some one-way streets about 10 years ago, so this would be the second phase of that project. There are 7 remaining one-way streets in the downtown area. They include portions of 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Streets, just to name a few. The idea seems to be very popular with people we talk to, both living and working downtown. Take a look.
That would help us just the flow of our business. We need more people, generate more people coming in, which also helps us gain more. We can hire more employees, and it's beneficial just all the way around.
It would be less confusing for people. You know, we do a lot of tourism in the town, a lot of hotels around here, and the one-way streets can be confusing. Sometimes the Android maps, you know, Google Maps, they don't always get it right. We like it.
So you may be wondering what's next. Well, the City Council will take up this issue on May 16th. It will cost around $70,000 to hire an engineering firm to do a study looking at the 7 downtown streets that are currently one way. The city does plan to hold a series of public meetings. They want input from the public. We'll let you know when those meetings are scheduled to take place if this does pass council. And if you want to take a look at which streets are downtown are one way, you can see a full list of them on our website. Reporting along West 7th Street, I'm Lori Mitchell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Lori, thank you. As we always say, the only constant is change. More changes are on the way.
Right.
Coming up next on the news at 6, community members are not just working to beautify a street in Chattanooga.
We're also able to connect neighbors to neighbors, and that's what we're all about, is connections and bringing people together.
Find out the community's goal and what the future of downtown Chattanooga would be like.
It's going to be a little bit cooler for it tomorrow as we see showers and storms move in. I'll tell you how much rain to expect coming up on my 7-day forecast.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
Some volunteers spent the day making the scenic city a better place.
It's part of an ongoing effort to breathe life back into the East Chattanooga community. Channel 3's Michelle Herron explains how residents are trying to make a street downtown more appealing.
Now, these are just some of the 70 volunteers who teamed up today to help make the East Chattanooga a better place. This is just one of 6 teams spread all throughout the historic Glass Farm district. This is the second year Habitat for Humanity and Glass House Collective have joined forces for what they call the Beautification Blitz. They spent the day pruning, clearing debris, and laying fresh mulch at 17 homes and 3 commercial sites, even a trail in this area. Now, their work were all suggestions that came from those who live in the Glass Farm District to make these neighborhoods cleaner, safe, and more inviting.
Neighbors come out and they want to participate too. And so not only are we introducing some folks that haven't been around East Chattanooga or haven't gotten to know Glass Street before, we're also able to connect neighbors to neighbors, and that's what we're all about, is connections and bringing people together.
And the work of these volunteers isn't done just yet. Happening tomorrow, they'll be right back out here, rolling up their sleeves, working hard at 9 a.m. sharp. But of course, that's weather permitting. Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm Michelle Herron, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Michelle. We'll find out more about that weather and whether the weather will be permitting shortly. Now, if you want to go on I-24 west in the next few days, you can get there from here. It'll just take longer. There's a bridge being replaced right there over the I-24 area near Wildwood, Georgia, and that means a huge traffic backup will likely take place pretty much all weekend starting tonight. In fact, at 9 o'clock tonight, you can expect eastbound traffic on 24 to shift to a newly paved crossover, and then tomorrow night at 9, work begins on moving the bridge. TDOT says the marked detours will be provided. The work is supposed to last all the way through Mother's Day into early Monday morning. So once again, that's there on I-24 in Dade County. For all your traffic concerns, you can visit our website or download the WRCB app, which is free for Androids and iPhones.
Coming up next at 6, a school resource officer made quite an impression on one student who eventually became an officer himself.
And we're learning that same officer didn't just make a lasting impression on just one student.
I've got 600 kids, and I'll treat them just like my kids at home.
We'll share his story and how he's influencing Hamilton County students next.
Plus, storms are heading our way. Paul Barris shows us next when you'll need to pull out that umbrella.
Coming up Friday morning on Channel 3 Eyewitness News today, it is almost upon us, Mother's Day weekend. Right around the corner.
That's right. David Carnes is going to keep us updated on your Mother's Day forecast, and anything that happens overnight, we'll be sure to let you know. It all starts at 4:30 on Eyewitness News today.
They walk the halls at schools, gain students' trust in the lunchroom, and likely coach a sport outside the building.
Not talking about teachers, talking about the school resource officers. They are working on positively influencing teens inside and outside the classroom. And Channel 3's Tim Pham spent the day with one who students really admire in our Hamilton County schools.
It's time to change classes at Brainerd High School, and students flood the halls.
My hair messed up. You need a haircut, I know.
Before they hit the books, they bump fists with the man in blue. Officer Marty Ray knows many of the 600 students by name, but they all know his. Officer Ray has worked in law enforcement for 22 years, 7 of those spent inside Brainerd High. It's an assignment he admits he wasn't thrilled about at first.
Within a week, I done called Lieutenant back and told him, said, don't worry about it. I want to stay here at Brainerd, and because I loved it.
SROs like Ray are sworn-in officers and have the same responsibilities as those who patrol the streets. He's one of 26 across Hamilton County serving middle and high schools. He secures the building, but it's the security he offers to students like Kiera that matters most.
I get angry really fast, and I tend to go from 0 to 1,000.
Officer Ray's approach is simple. He sits students down with his friend, a deflated football he affectionately calls Tom Brady.
You a hater.
Students squeeze it, toss it, and talk their problems out with a man who is more like a mentor. It's an unlikely matchup in a neighborhood where Ray says police and the community are divided.
Having them come up to you and say, Officer Ray, you know, you're the only 12 I mess with, because I don't like the 12 out on the street.
Nobody wants to talk to no police officer. Nobody wants to have a relationship with them, or that indicates you a snitch or something like that, but I don't think of it like that.
The division dissolves with each relationship Officer Ray builds. I'm
a white officer in an inner city school, so a lot of people say that don't work, but it does.
Last year, 63% of Brainerd students were chronically absent, and school administration issued 328 suspensions. Officer Ray says his work can make a difference.
They might go home and say, you know what, instead of smoking this weed today, I'm not going to do that. Or instead of beating this kid up today, I'm not going to do that.
It's that positive influence that encouraged Stephen Burton to become an officer. Before he was a Chattanooga police officer, he was one of Officer Ray's students.
He didn't take me as a joke. He believed in me and always told me I can do it and I would do it.
Burton says he never would have considered a career in law enforcement if it wasn't for Officer Ray.
The relationship never stopped. It never stopped after high school.
When Burton graduated from the academy, it was Officer Ray who pinned his badge.
It gives you pride, because that means I've made some kind of impact on that child's life.
Beyond the badge, he's a teacher, and his lesson plan is basic: respect for all students, kids he considers to be his own.
Our thanks to Tim Pham. That's a real success story. School resource officers are funded by the Hamilton County School District, Chattanooga Police Department, and state grants. And by next year, Hamilton County hopes to add 5 more.
I love that story. So good to see that. What an impact. Time to check in with Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris.
Rain's on the way. Let's find out when it will arrive. Paul?
That's right. It looks like starting tomorrow, as weather headlines show, showers on Friday, possibly even a thunderstorm, but the rain should be ending Saturday morning, and Sunday's looking like a super day. Right now, the bigger thunderstorms are up in Kentucky. They're going to clip, I think, the Tri-City area, north of Knoxville. Big thunderstorms, severe thunderstorm watches, warnings, even a few tornado warnings on the other side of the Mississippi, especially over the Ozarks of Missouri and into Arkansas, then all the way down into the bayou country of Louisiana, too. Currently, it's 83 in the city, 82 Cleveland and Dayton, 81 in Dalton, 80 in Murphy. Winds are out of the southwest at 13. The gusts have finally died down. 85 the high, 60 overnight low, and we're still wet, and we're out of a drought for most of us. 85 in Dalton and Varnell, 82 in Lafayette, 83 in Fort Payne, 83 also out near Calhoun. While the Cleveland had about 83 in Ottawa, but 86 Soddy Daisy right here at Channel 3, 84, and Red Bank hit 85, while Eastridge was 87 degrees. And then north of the city, Spring City at 83, Dayton 84, Dunlap and Pikeville also at 84 with 85 Etowah, to Delano and 85 near Murphy with Jasper at 83. Here's the latest Vipercast showing a double-barreled system here. Most of the wave and most of the water is going to be off to the north of us for tonight. But by tomorrow, into the morning hours, once the sun comes up, some showers and possibly a thunderstorm will be building up, and right through the day too. until nighttime, and then even overnight there could be some showers and storms. By 7 o'clock in the morning, the whole thing takes off to the north and the east. We start to clear off by Saturday afternoon. Could have some showers though Saturday morning, especially east of the city, but Sunday is looking really, really nice with high pressure, temperatures very nice into the low 80s, but low humidity. And then coming right into Sunday night looks beautiful. Monday morning too looks great, and most of Monday will be great too, but temperatures will be rising into the beginning of next week. We're thinking up to an inch of rain in spots with maybe a little bit more with isolated thunderstorms that could be proof some heavier rain. Tonight 66, a few more clouds rolling in, especially late tonight. Tomorrow 75, scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. And then tomorrow night 61 with showers and thunderstorms likely. I don't think it'll be severe though, but you could hear some rumbling going on. Then Saturday morning some showers, especially east of Chattanooga, and then moving into the Blue Ridge and then out with 76, 84 and 54 Sunday, so very comfortable Sunday morning. And then for the rest of Mama's Day, it looks good and heating up to almost 90 on Tuesday. Lots of sun coming back and isolated showers. Wednesday and Thursday as the humidity levels start to go up too.
And I know a lot of people are looking at that Saturday forecast because there's so many things happening this time of year.
I know there's a big golf tournament out near the Copper Hill area. My Skywatch out there, Dave Pierman, has been bothering me about that. I think you get it in, Dave.
That's good to hear.
Yes. Thanks, Paul. Next in sports, more state tournament baseball on the docket.
And today it expands into Tennessee. Here's Paul Shaheen.
Yep, McCallie, the first team in Tennessee to play a state tournament baseball or softball game. Plenty more will follow. We've got those highlights, plus a look ahead at all of tonight's action. And the Predators lead for Anaheim, a date with the Ducks tomorrow night. It's history in the making. We all saw what chaos the rain caused much of Georgia's state tournament action last week. McCallie decided to make a preemptive strike. With rain expected tomorrow, they moved their state tournament opening series up a day. McCallie hosting MBA. It's a best-of-3 series. This is game 1. McCallie was silent on offense early, but they were rolling on defense. This is a 4-6-3 double play to erase a base on balls. In the third now, it's Blue Tornado pitcher Walker Fannin doing his job. Back-to-back Ks for Fannin. He had quite a few of those. He had a no-hitter going into the fourth, actually. That's where the no-no was broken up. The game's first hit, bloop single to left. Next batter, a would-be double play, booted. That puts 2 on for the Big Red, and MBA would capitalize. Ty Allen goes back up the middle. 1 run will score. McCallie was down 1-0. A lot of the scoring done really late in this one. They are tied right now in extra innings, 4-4 apiece in inning number 8. More state tournament baseball south of the border. It's all quarterfinal action tonight. 2 Georgia teams in 3A. It's Calhoun playing a winner moves on. Game 3 against Lovett. Ringgold will start their quarterfinal action with North Hall, a doubleheader scheduled. And in the 6A bracket, Dalton and Pope split yesterday, so the all-decisive Game 3 is tonight. We'll have highlights and scores at 11. Meanwhile, the Lady Mocs used home field advantage to grab a little momentum on day 1 of the Southern Conference softball tournament. UTC was fresh off an upset win over the 2-seed Furman. In round 1 yesterday, the Lady Mocs had the 3 seed. Today in ETSU, but the Bucks came out firing. Nikki Grupp, a lead-off double to the wall in left. Grupp would make her way to third, and Tiffany Laffrin does the rest. A tough play to make it short. Safe at home, safe at first. UTC down 1-0. Chattanooga struggled offensively today. The Lady Mocs mustered just 1 hit. ETSU's 1 run would be enough. Chattanooga goes down 1-0, so they now have an elimination game tonight at 8 against Sanford. We're now officially down to 4 NHL teams left in postseason play. And yes, for the first time ever, the Nashville Predators are 1 of 4. We learned late last night their Western Conference final dancing partner would be Anaheim. And because Nashville is the lower seed, the Preds will hit the road for Game 1. In fact, there's video of the team arriving at the Nashville airport for their flight to the West Coast earlier today. Game 1 is set for tomorrow night at 9 in Anaheim. It's a quick turnaround for the Ducks, not so much for the Preds, who've been off since eliminating the Blues on Sunday.
Well, really, it's just today. I mean, the guys, we didn't do much yesterday. Again, I think that not only the physical break, but the mental break for the players was important, just coming off of those series, and we had that opportunity, so we took it. Today was a work day.
Work and travel day, we'll call it. So again, that's 9 o'clock tomorrow night. The Braves are off today. The Lookouts play again with the Biscuits at 8:05.
And what a pleasure it is to be able to talk about hockey.
Right?
Yeah. On a sportscast in Chattanooga. We didn't do that many years ago.
Yeah, you can't get tickets now, so
I know.
Well, we got you covered.
That's good.
Thank
you,
Paul.
Paul. Paul Barris, what about it?
All right, it's warm out now. Those temperatures in low 80s at 83 currently. It's going to be about 76 by 9, and just some clouds out there by midnight and 71. The 7-day forecast says 75 tomorrow, but an excellent chance for showers and some storms. They'll be ending Saturday morning, and Sunday, Mama's Day, looks wonderful.
Good deal. Thank you, Paul. And we want to remind you, Lester Holt has an exclusive interview with Donald Trump coming up next.
And we'll have the full report tonight at 11 on anything that happens between now and then. Stay with us at WRCBTV.com.
To report, Paul, the one about.
I don't even think it was necessary to do.
Marion County Schools expelled a 6th grader after a field trip to space camp, and they investigate a case of sexual assault. New tonight, we'll talk with the superintendent about the case.
And I'll let you know when showers and storms will move in tomorrow on First Weather.
A school system investigates sexual assault and expels a student. A school system investigates sexual assault and expels a student.
When rain moves in and how much to expect where you live on First Weather.